A powerful explosion sends 9 Los Angeles firefighters to the hospital today. The dramatic scene caught on camera. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. That blast happened right as crews were responding to a big rig fire today. A 100-gallon compressed natural gas cylinder used to power that truck exploded. This all unfolded this morning in Los Angeles' Wilmington neighborhood. That's southwest of the downtown area near Long Beach. Fox 11's Susan Hirasuna has the latest tonight on the firefighters who were hurt.
We've had an explosion of a CNG truck. We've got multiple firefighters down.
The radio call from the scene of this massive truck blast.
Hey, we got a firefighter down.
Just before 7 a.m., the driver of this truck noticed something wasn't right, got out and called 911. Security video appears to show her away from the truck. 10 firefighters responded. 6 minutes later, 2 explosions. The second bigger than the first and caught on this security video.
The boom is what made me shoot out of bed. I shot up real quick, and then the rumbling is what made me kind of like question everything. Like I thought it was a earthquake.
I got scared. I thought it was gonna be like a chain reaction. I was like, oh my God, what else is gonna blow up?
Pieces of the truck landed nearby. This piece flew more than a city block.
Oh, the sound was crazy. I thought something exploded under my house, literally, because the house was lifted, and at least that's how it felt.
Bernie Aguilar claims his house actually shifted from the force of the blast. The blast most definitely set off car alarms, adding to the rude wake-up call for residents.
We thought it was an earthquake, but then again, it felt like a bomb.
Yeah, Metro Fire, Life Force 38. I need you to dispatch the 5 closest fire resources and 5 paramedic rescues.
9 of the 10 responding firefighters were taken to Harbor, UCLA. 2 of them were in critical condition. From Skyfox, the remains of the firefighters' gear strewn on the street. 1 firefighter needed to be airlifted to the burn center at LA General. Even hours after the explosion, the truck smoldered and firefighters came out to test for hazardous materials, a part of their investigation.
Today is a day, I think, where all of us can take a moment to recognize how intrinsically dangerous firefighting can be.
Let's pray for those firefighters because, they have families and, it's sad. They risk their lives for us to protect us.
And that was Fox 11's Susan Hirasuna reporting tonight. One of the firefighters who suffered critical injuries is receiving specialized care in a burn unit. Authorities have not updated the conditions of the other hospitalized firefighters. Several other firefighters who were not sent to the hospital were evaluated and then treated there at the scene today. In Arizona, cleanup efforts are underway tonight in the historic town of Bisby after a large fire there destroyed 2 businesses. This fire started last night, and bricks from the 2 buildings fell down onto the street as crews fought the flames. Fortunately, no one was hurt in this fire. As the fire was burning and caused extensive damage here, residents are still saying it pales in comparison to a fire that burned in this town in 1908 and destroyed more than half of downtown Bisbee.
Especially in Old Bisbee, everybody knows everybody. Everybody's related to everybody. So we're pretty soon we'll get on our feet and get back to where we need to be here, real strong.
Even though those burned buildings were still smoldering and bricks were still falling off of them, the mayor of Bisbee is optimistic this area will be open to tourists this upcoming weekend. Tonight, a community in Washington is devastated after authorities say a 13-year-old shot and critically injured their 11-year-old sibling. Fox 13's Frankie Thompson spoke with investigators who say they've been told this shooting was an accident.
Mount Baker School District is a small but very close community. The superintendent says so many students and staff are feeling emotions today after learning the 11-year-old was shot by their sibling.
People know each other. People grow up with each other. They know each other through their family and baseball and soccer and everything else that they're involved with. It's hard. It's hard for our kids, especially the one school, elementary school, where our student goes to school.
A somberness felt across the district as one of their own suffers a gunshot wound.
These are hard situations. These are our kids, and we want to help and support the family as much as we can.
Whatcom County Sheriff's Office says the shooting happened in the Glen Haven area on the evening of Valentine's Day. Detectives say 2 children were home alone when a 13-year-old shot their 11-year-old sibling. The teen called 911.
It was told to us and told to the deputies that it was an accidental shooting. So, of course, we're going to investigate it.
An investigation Sheriff Donnell Tanksley says his team is treating with care.
Incidents like this affect everyone. So it's almost traumatizing right now just to talk about it. It becomes very personal, even though you might not know the victim, but it's also personal because we feel for the families as well. So it's important that we take this step by step.
One of those steps included deputies securing the handgun used in the shooting. The interim superintendent says this tragedy serves as a reminder to all families and communities to have conversations about gun responsibility.
The guns are out there and they're in homes. We know that. Our hope is that they're secured and safe, so we don't have tragedies like this.
The sheriff says talking is only part of safety. Securing a gun is critically important. Reasons why the sheriff's office provides free trigger locks to reduce the risks.
Every once in a while, go back and check that particular safe or whatever you have, whatever mechanism that you have to store weapons.
As detectives speak with parents in the ongoing investigation, the school district is offering wraparound services to support their healing.
Let's help this family as much as we can. Let's help the kids that are going to school here and the other student that's going to come back to school at some point.
The district is providing additional counseling and support for all students and staff who need someone to talk to process their emotions. Reporting in Whatcom County, Frankie Thompson, Fox 13 News.
An Alaska woman was sentenced today to 99 years in prison for orchestrating the killing of her best friend in a murder-for-hire plot. 23-year-old Denali Bremer pleaded guilty in the 2019 killing of Cynthia Hoffman, a developmentally disabled woman. Last month, a man from Indiana was also sentenced to 99 years in prison for his role in Hoffman's murder. Authorities say Darren Schillmiller catfished Bremer, posing online as a millionaire and offering Bremer $9 million to carry out the murder and to film it. 4 of Bremer's friends were also implicated in the murder, with the alleged shooter still awaiting trial. In California, authorities say 4 people died from possible drug overdoses at a home in South Lake Tahoe. Police responded there on Monday after getting calls about people who were unresponsive. Despite life-saving measures, paramedics declared 3 men and 1 woman dead. Authorities say they do suspect fentanyl was involved here, but that is not confirmed.
It seems like in 2024, whatever illegal drugs you get, you never know what's in it. It certainly could have been a factor in this.
2 other people were in the home at the time, and they are cooperating with police. One of them lives in that house, and authorities say this is not a vacation rental. Today in Las Vegas, Thrive Cannabis Marketplace became the first business in Nevada to receive its cannabis consumption lounge license. This license will allow the Smoke and Mirrors Lounge to open later this month. It will offer curated choices of cannabis products, an infused cocktail program, as well as product launches and demos. The business says it's hoping to bring an unparalleled experience to customers in a stylish and engaging atmosphere. Coming up tonight on West Coast Wrap, an art heist in Colorado will tell you how thieves got a hold of a centuries-old portrait of George Washington.
And in weather, here's our live camera looking out toward LAX in Southern California. We have some overcast to report. A current temperature of 60 degrees. A lot of rain to talk about for parts of the West Coast over the next several days. And we'll have the update on the timing coming up.
Also, tempers flare on a West Coast flight. The entire thing caught on camera. Tonight, how the FAA is using this confrontation in the skies to send a strong message. In Mesa, Arizona, police arrested 2 people after finding stolen vehicles, drugs, and weapons at an automotive business. And detectives say they also located 2 human skulls during this search. The property owner, 45-year-old Eddie Meadows, was arrested along with 40-year-old Tara Montgomery. Detectives were serving a search warrant last week when they made the discovery. Those skulls have been turned over to the Maricopa County Medical Examiner's Office for further investigation. More than 100 people were arrested during a human trafficking bust in Scottsdale, Arizona. Police say this operation ran from January 23rd to February 10th. Police say 158 people were arrested and 37 suspects booked on felony charges, including child sex trafficking, prostitution, and drug possession. Police say the stings were decoy-based and no children were directly involved in that operation. Police in Portland are crediting an air support unit for helping them bring in 2 people suspected of firing guns from a truck. Fox 12's Jeffrey Lindblom shows us how cameras in the sky help to track those suspects.
We're at Northeast 81st and Fremont, where police say they apprehended 2 suspects after a long pursuit. Investigators say it started when the 2 began firing their weapons in a residential neighborhood, and it was all caught on camera.
Oh, yep, it's him. The passenger's shooting out the passenger side right now.
Portland police say just after sunset Tuesday night, on the streets of Northeast Rocky Butte Road, 2 suspects in a truck were seen firing off shots from either side of their vehicle.
Looks like the driver's shooting out the window now.
An air support unit was the first on the scene and captured 1 person in the truck shooting at or near homes, not too far off the roadway.
It's a residence.
The chaos eventually leads responding units to Northeast 82nd Avenue.
Picking up speed. Didn't even slow down at Fremont. Flew through it.
The pursuit turned high-speed chase, where the vehicle in question that you're seeing zip around Northeast Portland is believed to be operated by 23-year-old Aronaldo Cruz Garcia, and in the passenger seat, 21-year-old Ahanu Johnson, where you can see the vehicle running lights and eluding police in what they call a highly dangerous manner, including driving on the wrong side of the road.
Going into oncoming traffic to pass a few cars.
The eye in the sky saying while heading up 82nd, the suspect reached speeds of 70 miles per hour while passing by a high school.
Driving really reckless.
Police say an officer was able to successfully deploy spike strips while the vehicle was fleeing, leading to this flat tire.
Call it out.
Watch as a successful pit maneuver causes the vehicle to spin out, where you can see both doors open. It then becomes a foot chase with the driver, leaving the 21-year-old passenger behind, while responding officers, including a canine, follow on foot.
Follow the runner.
Meanwhile, at the vehicle, another officer investigates, allegedly finding weapons inside.
We have a gun in the car. There's 2 guns in here.
He's still running southbound, east side of the street.
Back to the chase, where you can see Cruz Garcia running for several blocks until an officer sets up out of view, appearing to catch him off guard, and ultimately leading to the 23-year-old being taken into custody.
They got a hold of him.
Both men are facing a series of charges, including unlawful use of a firearm and recklessly endangering another person. The driver also facing reckless driving and alcohol-related DUI charges. Police say this is still an active investigation and are asking the public to come forward with information related to the case, including those who may have had property damage on account of the gunfire. No injuries have been reported at this time. Reporting from Northeast Portland, I'm Jeffrey Lindblom for Fox 12 Oregon.
Some people in Washington describe what they woke up to this morning as a winter wonderland. On X, someone posted these images from near Seattle, and clearly they were pleased with all the new snowfall. Farther east from here, first responders say the snowstorms have been a factor in a number of crashes out on the roads. For more, let's bring in KTVU meteorologist Mark Tamayo, who is tracking conditions all across the West. And Mark, we have a series of storms arriving just in time for the holiday weekend.
Yeah, definitely a big factor in the holiday weekend, Alex, for portions of the West Coast. Beautiful images, those, as we were just showing you out of portions of Washington. You can see the radar coverage over the past 24 hours with the rain showers and also the white, all the snow showers from last night and into this morning. So, yeah, definitely syncs up or agrees with the winter wonderland pictures. As we take a look long range here, Alex mentioned the series of storms. You can see one comes in on Saturday. This is the Saturday deal. And then another one, this will move in especially Sunday night and into Monday for portions of the West Coast. You'll notice down towards Southern California, they could actually pick up the rain showers into early next week by Monday. But it's a pretty active weather pattern developing offshore. In Seattle today, I did see some light rain reports throughout the day today. A temperature of 42 degrees, lots of cloud cover. And then in San Francisco, we had the cloud cover as well. Temperatures in the upper 50s after yesterday's system moved on through. Still a few spotty showers across parts of the Bay Area earlier today. And in Phoenix, nothing but sunshine. It's a mild temperatures, a nice day in Phoenix with temperatures in the 70s, a high today of 74. So here's the satellite and the radar where you can pick out all the clouds streaming into Northern California and up into portions of Oregon, the green showing up on the radar. As we expand the view, here is the pattern that we are tracking or monitoring, a series of storms offshore that'll create an active forecast over the next several days. Current numbers out there right now, we check out the Seattle 40 degrees. Right now it's 59 degrees in Las Vegas, San Francisco 54, Los Angeles in the upper 50s, and Phoenix 64 degrees. Here's the plan for tomorrow. It's sunny and cool up in Seattle. They do have the chance of some rain into the weekend. And then for San Francisco, a sun cloud mix, probably more clouds than sun. Lots of sunshine though for Southern California out toward Phoenix with temperatures approaching the lower 70s. This is the next system, the next front we're watching. This will definitely increase the rain chances for the Bay Area into the weekend and also increase the snow chances as well. This was the scene in the Sierra today. They have a winter weather advisory begins at 10 a.m. Saturday right on through 4 a.m. Sunday. Then a winter storm watch that could definitely impact travel coming back from the Sierra by Monday. So here's the forecast model. As you can see, there's that system coming on board Saturday, also up in Oregon, portions of Washington, and then those rain chances going up in Southern California by Monday. So take a look at the forecast. As you can pick out, we'll have more clouds in Seattle on Saturday. San Francisco, there's that big rain cloud. And then once again, another one on Sunday, especially by Sunday night. Looks like a quiet forecast for Los Angeles and a warm one for Phoenix with temperatures in the 70s. We're watching the developments as that storm track eventually moves to the south as we head into early next week. So lots of track over the next several days with incoming rain and snow.
Absolutely. We'll settle in here for a rainy pattern for the next week or so. Mark, thank you. A 200-year-old George Washington painting stolen from a Colorado storage unit. Fox's Andrea Henderson explains the national and personal history at stake after this heist.
It's not unusual for police to investigate when this type of George Washington gets stolen. But this kind?
It's not often that we have historical artifacts or historical art pieces stolen from the city.
Not your typical heist.
Kind of our own Inglewood's national treasure.
Someone stole this centuries-old original painting of George Washington from this storage facility off South Santa Fe Drive.
The victim and the family is just asking for this painting to be returned. It's been in their family for 50 years and obviously is an important piece of their history as well as the nation's history. So they would really just like it returned.
The local family it belongs to doesn't want to be identified, but tells police the 24 by 30-inch painting is from the early 1800s.
Something with such historical significance, it's really hard to estimate the values.
Inglewood police believe someone broke into the storage unit in the middle of the night on January 10th, but the family didn't realize until the 22nd. Now police hope to paint a picture-perfect ending to this mystery.
It's a family heirloom, and they just want it back.
Up next tonight on West Coast Wrap, people pulled out cell phones this week when two passengers started fighting on a West Coast flight. Up next tonight, what the FAA is hoping everyone will learn from this case. Also, the sun is putting on quite a show. We'll break down the importance of these striking images picked up by a satellite here in the West. Just days after this altercation on board a Southwest flight from the Bay Area to Hawaii, the FAA is reminding people about what can happen to unruly passengers. Today, the agency shared a story on X about this confrontation between passengers. It captioned the post with, quote, "Unruly passengers who put others at risk aboard an aircraft could end up with $37,000 or more in fines or jail time." In this case, the plane's crew helped calm both of these men down who got physical with each other. The men were detained when the plane landed in Hawaii. No charges were filed against them, and it is unclear at this point exactly what led up to that fight. Well, this winter season has been a fairly good one when it comes to rain, and combined with last year's big winter of rain and snow, it means California's reservoirs are looking healthy. But as KTVU's Tom Vakar reports, there is always room for improvement.
Snowpack-wise, the UC Central Sierra Snow Lab reports that we're now 88% of the historical amount of Sierra rain and snow for this date, but the water content in the snowpack is only 57%. The reservoirs are in far better shape and with a lot more water coming, provided that it keeps coming.
It's great to see this stream of storms because to get even up to average conditions, we need 4 or 5 big storms during our winter wet season.
As of Thursday, California's Big 6 mega reservoirs are 76% full. But that's 115% what is usually in them on this date. Statewide, on average, California's more than 154 reservoirs are at a healthy 118%. That's enough water to cover every square inch inside the state with 3 inches of water. However, we would need double that to completely fill all the reservoirs.
We're better off this year because we didn't have that dry a condition last year.
Underground storage in aquifers remains deficient because we've overdrawn them for so many decades. Big money needs to be invested in land acquisition, allowing floodplains to actually flood, and building injection wells to replenish this critical underground source.
The right investments from the work we've done show that it's at least 10 times the cost.
Ski-wise, the holiday ski weekend looks to offer another wowzer.
Yeah, I mean, we got a foot of snow overnight. It's still snowing right now, and there's more storms on the way. This snow right now is really light and fluffy, and most of our mountain has really great coverage.
But with the string of storms still coming, drive only when it's likely not to be when Caltrans is fighting snow dumps.
It's going to be a great ski week. I just really suggest checking with the road conditions with Caltrans.
Making sure we're laying down the sand to increase traction. We try to get the salt down when we're battling it to break up any ice that's going to be forming.
Just stay home if you can.
Yeah.
That's what we would have done if we could turn back the clock.
Palisades Tahoe says skiing could continue there into May. Tom Vakar, KTVU Fox 2 News.
All right, finally tonight, some spectacular images picked up by a satellite here in the West. These images show the sun emitting powerful solar flares. The Goes West satellite captured these images on Monday. Researchers with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration say the solar activity started last Friday. According to NASA, solar flares have the ability to impact radio communications, electric power grids, as well as navigation signals. So there are a lot of concerns. They can also pose a risk to aircraft and astronauts as well. But the good news is that so far there are no reports of these flares causing any complications here on Earth, and hopefully it stays that way. That does it for West Coast Wrap tonight. We always appreciate you watching, and a reminder, you can stay up to date on all the stories we're covering at our website. That's westcoastwrap.com, and you can stream our shows right there on your smart TV by downloading the Fox Local app. Have a great rest of your night. We will see you back here tonight for more West Coast Wrap. We leave you here with this live look at traffic streaming into LAX. Have a great night.
Something, I think.
Essentially, you're just going to be going back and forth between a lot. They'll have you there the whole show.
Hello?
What, here? Yeah.